Hello and welcome to the Matthew Allton Art channel again. It's been quite a while since I've done a full-length video. I've been doing some shorts which are based on the TikTok videos that I've been doing. I've been exploring TikTok, see how that works. But this is the first video for a while that I've done as a full-length long format video. It's from a life drawing class that or group that I attend on a Thursday evening most weeks, and I thought it would be quite nice to just share what I would do in that sort of session. There's often 4 or 5 different models in the session. It's about an hour and a half, 2-hour session, and as you can see, I've got the finished article of the first pose here on the right, and you can see me actually creating it on the left. This pose was an 18-minute pose, so fairly long for a life drawing session. They can be very short sometimes, but this was 18 minutes, and I started with the head at the top and I'm working down the body as I go. In this actual session that I attended last week, I think it was, I was concentrating on trying to get a likeness of the model really, so I spent quite a long time getting the head and the facial features something like accurate for the model that was sitting in front of us on the camera, and therefore often I ran out of time on doing the rest of the body sort of thing. But you know, a life drawing session is just about practicing drawing, so it doesn't really matter whether you do a finished drawing or not really, to be honest. So that's the first one pretty much done, I think. This is the second of the 18-minute poses, a cropped pose this time, so the model was quite close to the camera and only part of the body and the head in shot. It's one of the disadvantages of doing Zoom live drawing, you know, sometimes fitting the model into the field of view so that you can see enough detail, especially if the camera isn't very good quality at the other end. You need them to be closer if the camera isn't that good quality so you can see the detail, but of course that means that you can't fit the whole person in often. But it's not as good as a real life drawing session, face-to-face life drawing session, as I've said before in other videos, but it's certainly a useful tool just to practice, and I really like attending this group. And a good variety of models as well, so there's different shapes, sizes, ages that pose, so it's good for getting an all-round practice at drawing the human figure. I've started again with the head on this one, and I'm trying to get something like a likeness for the facial features. Spent far too long doing that, so the rest of the drawing is very much scribbled in. But when it's a sketch, that adds to the feeling of the finished piece, I think, really. And that makes it look like a sketch. Not everything needs to be finished in a sketch. Down to the line level as well, you know, you can leave lines out where there's light, which is the white paper really, so that's a sort of skill in varying the line pressure. But you can also vary the focus of the figure, so this time I'm focusing on the face, not the rest of the body particularly. That was the end of that one pretty much, I think. Third pose you can see on the right where we're aiming for, and again as usual I'm starting with the head at the top. Quite difficult because there's a hand there as well, which is quite an intricate thing to get in at this sort of scale. Often when you're drawing A4 size pieces in a live drawing, you can just sort of put the planes of the hand on, so a sort of a paddle shape that's bent at various places for the knuckles of the fingers, that sort of thing. But because this one is quite focused in the pose, I tried to do it in a slight more accuracy. You can see that I'm struggling with it. I've sort of erased it already once. I quite like the head that I've managed to get on here, but there is something a little bit wrong with it, and there needs to be more shading on the lit side of the face. It's a bit too abrupt really, but it is a practice. It doesn't have to be perfect, and the pose is caught quite well, I think, and the weight of the body is caught quite well. But you can see the process from these that I use. I tend to start with head and work down. As I've said on all of my sort of life drawing or figurative work videos, I've got quite good at doing drawings without measuring too much. I'm looking for relationships between where things are. So nipples, are they level? Are they diagonal? Where is the belly button in relation to nipples? Those sorts of things. And if you look at that in combination with angles, you're sort of triangulating as you draw the drawing. This was another 18-minute pose. The fourth one, I think this is, isn't it? And this was from a very low camera angle looking up, and I think I've managed to get that quite well with the face, being able to see the eye underneath the arm of the glasses and that sort of thing. Leaning up a wall, this model. Again, it took me quite a long time to get the face right and the head right on this one, and therefore the rest of the body is quite sketchy. But it works as a drawing, I think. It's very difficult to get the accuracy and the likeness when the sort of head is very small, really. It's probably an inch square, or just a bit more than an inch square probably in this drawing. It looks like I'm being very unhesitant when I'm drawing here. Those of you that follow the channel will have seen videos where I've done live drawing poses as individual videos in real time, and the speeding up makes me look very accurate initially without any mistakes and that sort of thing. But in reality, it takes quite a lot of observation as you're putting the marks down, and you put them down quite hesitantly. And I'm quite good at that now because of the amount of life drawing that I've done, I suppose. Practice makes perfect. This is the last model that posed, and because we're running out of time as a group, because we show each other the work between poses as well, this one was a shorter pose. I think this was a 10-minute pose, I think, something like that anyway, rather than 18 minutes. And again, a different shape model this time, which is great for practice at different shapes and sizes of figures. You can see again that I'm spending a lot of time on the face to get the facial features right on this, and then the rest is very quickly penciled in towards the end of the pose time. I would have liked a bit longer on this one really, but you know, time is running out in the session at this point. Well, thank you very much for watching and taking the time to watch along. These are the 5 poses that I did in that sort of hour-and-a-half session of the Zoom live drawing group last week. If you're new here and enjoyed watching the video, then do subscribe. It'd be great to get the numbers going again, slowly upwards. And if you are subscribed, thanks for being here all the time and supporting me. I will be doing more videos, long format videos over the next few weeks. I'm off over Christmas, so hoping to do some art. So check back then. Thanks very much. Bye.